Trina, what's wrong? What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. We are here today to talk about the Braxtons Season 2, Episode 6, and the name of the episode is called Wedding Countdown. Now, I know I'm late. I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry.
But I will have this out before the episode come on tonight. It's Friday, and I'm doing the episode, and I'm going to edit it. I'm going to have it out before tonight's season finale come out. And they're going to give us a 2-hour, oh my God. A 2-hour season finale, but hopefully most of that will be with the wedding that we really don't care about. I really don't care about it, okay? So the episode started off with Tamar. It was Tamar still sitting with her friend Phil, and she says that she feels like that the sisters hate her. Girl, please. The sisters don't hate you. They hate your behavior, okay? Tamar says that she is not the worst bitch in the world because she always comes back from them. And that's the problem. You always come back for them, but you come back with the same behavior. You come back with the same behavior. You don't get any points. A father doesn't get any points for coming back for his wife and kids. Every time he come back, he keep on beating the wife and beating the kids. Leave him alone. If you're going to keep mistreating them, leave him alone. Okay? At this point, this is not about the niece and the cease and desist. It's not about that. Tamar tried to use that to play that game, but they have been having these problems with Tamar ever since season 1 of Braxton Family Values. Phil advises that Tamar make an attempt to reach out to her sister.
So let it go.
Next, we got Trina and Tony in Atlanta. Tony is trying to help Trina decorate her new office. Now Trina is a realtor. She only sold one home so far, so she has the smaller office. And you know Tony D. Braxton, Tony wants to do it big. She used to doing it big. Trina shows Tony a picture in her phone of the size of her office. And Tony started swiping and saw pictures of Vaughn big. And apparently it's big, but does it even matter?
Hell no.
It don't even matter what Vaughn got. I want to throw up thinking about it. Okay. Tony helps Trina decorate her office. I don't want to hear nothing about Tony's money when it comes to her sisters and Miss E. I will be skeptical about Tony doing anything for me because once Tony starts seeing her account go down, then she gonna be talking shit. She give me that type of person. She give me the type of person that she'll do something for you because I feel like Tony is always trying to buy her sisters or buy. She don't really want to be around them like that, so she try to pay for stuff. And then when she get mad or when her money start dwindling down, she gonna bring up what she did for you. Next, we got Towanda with Sean and his 27-piece. Okay, now Towanda told us what Sean does. She said that Sean is a master pilot of RC helicopters. I didn't know what he did for a living. Now, that does sound like a high-paying job or a job that pays a lot of money. So I'm still trying to understand why we needed to borrow the $35,000 from Tamar. And how come we didn't borrow it from Tony? Sean had on some gray sweatpants. I was trying to see what was going on.
Nothing was there.
They're flying drones, and Towanda is excited because for a while she wasn't able to move her fingers after the car accident. She said that she's going to have a doctor's appointment to see if her hand will be healed by the wedding, okay? But they have a problem. They need to find a date for Miss E for the wedding. Of course we need to find a date for Miss E for the wedding because Mr. Braxton will be there with his wife that he left Evelyn for.
Really?
And Towanda doesn't want Miss E to be there single and by herself. So Sean said that he has someone in mind named Mr. Larry, and this is somebody that he ride bikes with. They call Miss E and tell Miss E is excited, and she wants to know if he's tall. Now Sean said that he's taller than Miss E, but baby, that's not what Miss E trying to ask. Miss E wants to know if he's taller than Mr. Braxton. Because Mr. Braxton is tall. Looks like he's about 6'2", 6'3". And the thing that Miss Evelyn don't want is she don't want to come to that wedding and have to introduce Mr. Braxton to her date, and he looking down on the nigga.
No!
That's the game. That's the game, okay? Miss E wants to know if she would get a chance to meet with Mr. Larry before the wedding. Sean said that he'll set up a date. Next, we got Trina and Vaughn, okay? Now, Vaughn got congestive heart failure, and Trina said that they're trying to eat heart smart, but she's still over there deep frying foods.
What you doing? What you doing? What you doing?
I don't even know what it was, but I saw her putting some stuff in some flour, and then she deep fried it. Now, Trina is upset because at Vaughn's last doctor visit, she went with him, and at a certain point in the doctor visit, he asked her to leave the room so he can talk to the doctor. And Trina wanted to know what he said to the doctor. And Vaughn said that he asked the doctor if he was going to die. Because remember, Vaughn's mother died from congestive heart failure. Now, I get why Vaughn wanted Trina to leave the room, because Trina has already had 2 people who were very close to her die, right? And Trina looks like she's going through it. And while everyone is worried about Vaughn, I am truly worried about Trina. And I'm surprised nobody else is seeing it. She almost looks like she's dead behind the eyes. Her eyes look like they're popping out of her head. Her voice seems very funny and heavy. And I really think that Trina needs to go get checked, because she just does not look healthy to me. It seems like something is going on. And I don't know if it's if it's her nervous system or something, but something looked like it's going wrong.
What happened? What happened to her?
The doctor told Vaughn that his condition could lead to death in 5 years, but if he take the right measures and protocols, he could be fine. That means that Trina is going to have to stop with the deep fried foods. And he's going to have to stop eating off the floor too, you nasty motherfucker. Tony is back in LA, and Tony is getting Denim fitted for a suit because he's going to be one of Tawanda's younger groomsmen. Now, Towanda is so extra that she got younger groomsmen. Listen, I would not want to be a part of Tawanda's wedding. It's tiring. Now, you know they're going to always try to have Tony kids involved because that's Tony Braxton. You see Logan didn't get invited.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
We probably would have ate up the buffet. Both of Tony's sons are graduating this year. Denim is graduating from fashion school, and Diesel is graduating from Hollywood. And that's a blessing, because remember when Diesel was born, they said that Diesel had autism. And this just goes to show that possibilities with autism are endless. Because, I mean, not only is Diesel graduating, I've seen people online, their children are autistic and they graduated from college and stuff too. And people will tell you no in life, but you just don't take that no.
Message.
You know, if there is a will, there's a way. And you just don't let nobody tell you no. I've seen a story on Twitter about a man who his son was autistic, and they was trying to get him in college, and one of the colleges didn't accept him, and they just went another route. And he's going to be ended up graduating this December with a degree. Now, Denim is going to get fitted for tux, and I'm surprised that there wasn't a fitting for all the groomsmen, right? Or a place where Denim could just go, or he could have just showed up and got fitted for his tux, and they would have made sure, or it would have ensured that he was wearing the same color brown and lavender, or also had the same cut of tux as everybody else in the wedding. But I guess they said that this is Tony's son and he ain't got to wear the same thing as everybody else. Even much so, the stylist that was fitting Denim for the tux had about 10 suits, and only one of the suits was brown.
Major. You lying to me.
And I could be reaching, but the fact that he didn't give a fuck about the color of the wedding shows me how Tony really is behind the scenes. Like, bitch, I'm Tony Braxton, right? Tony was trying to act like she was cooperative, but trust and believe, if Denim would have tried to pull that card and said that he wanted to wear a red suit, Denim would have been in that wedding with a red suit. And you better believe Towanda would not have said anything. Because if she would have said anything, it would have meant Tony would have left. And what she wants more than anything is for Tony to show up, and it can look like Tony cared for her. And I'm sure Tony cared for her, but Tony don't want to be involved in everything. Tony don't want to be involved in everything. She might get stuck with the bill for everything. Then we get Towanda and Sean, and they're going on a double date with Miss E and Mr. Larry. Now, Mr. Larry is there. Now, I'm surprised because this is the first time Sean said that he's seeing Mr. Larry outside of Brian Bike. Now, Mr. Larry is a nice, older-looking man, but he's not taller than Mr. Braxton.
Oh my God.
Miss E came in. She had a scowl on her face. I think that she had the scowl on her face because he wasn't tall enough. Okay? Now, Mr. Larry seems like a nice man. He's divorced. He said that he grew up in New York, but I think that Miss E may be too much for him. Because Miss E, she never smiles. She always seems like not Not always, but always when she's in company of men, she always seems like she have an attitude, like the bad lady, carrying everything that happened with Mr. Braxton with her and every man that she meets. Now, things seem to be going fine with Mr. Larry and Miss E, so Sean and Towanda act like they had phone calls and they paid the bill and they split.
I don't like this at all.
See, and when people do shit like that, you got to play back. You got to play back because I would have ordered drinks for everybody in the restaurant and put it on their tab. You want to play? Let's play. Let's play. Don't leave me on no date with this man. This man is a stranger. Sean don't even know the man. Sean only know the man from riding bikes with him, right? He don't know this man like that. He said that this is his first time ever seeing the man outside of his bike uniform. So no. That's just like leaving me at a bar with a motherfucker. You don't leave until I tell you it's time for you to go, and I'm okay, right? And so I'm surprised at you because this is your mother. Now, it was shocking to me, and this is another thing too. They left Miss E here with Mr. Larry, and Mr. Larry wasn't even invited to the wedding.
In some ways.
So Sean and Mr. Larry wasn't even cool enough for them to even leave them at the bar by themselves or at the restaurant by themselves. Okay, so Miss E had to ask him if he would like to escort her on the date, and he said that he would be on. Miss E smiles a little bit. Now she probably was smiling, and we couldn't tell because when I tell you that skin is so pulled back on her motherfucking face, baby, Miss E face, it wasn't a wrinkle in sight. It wasn't a wrinkle in sight, baby, a wrinkle in time. It was not a wrinkle on her motherfucking face. Miss E looked good from the neck up, from the top of the neck up, Miss E face was flawless. Next we get Tamar. Tamar is meeting with Taz, and they say that Taz is supposed to be a medium.
Girl.
Tamar said that she found out she wasn't invited to the wedding by OJ. OG got a lot of bullshit going on. But Towanda did say that, so he was right this time. I truly don't believe that Tamar wanted to go no way because Towanda is a nobody. Let's be real. Towanda ain't nobody. She not Tony Braxton. If Tony was getting married, then Tamar would want to be there. She want to be involved in what's happening. Shit, we saw Tamar at the Verses with Birdman.
What kind of whore does that?
But she really don't want to care. She really don't care about going to Tawanda's wedding like that because Towanda is a nobody. But I do think that Tamar is hurt because even if she didn't want to go, there is a little sting in knowing that you're not invited or that your name was taken off the list. Give me the option. I still want, even though I don't want to go, I still want the option to go if I just, wake up on the right side of the bed and want to go and do charity to her event. If I want to go bless her event and go and get on the microphone and sing Love and War. Tamar said that she wishes Towanda well, and I do believe that she do wishes Towanda well. Now, after all that bullshit Tamar pulled, now Tamar is trying to set up a sisters retreat.
That's yes, that fake. I don't do that fake.
Tells Tamar that the sisters should get to an amicable relationship to where when they're in the room together, they don't end up shouting at each other. Tamar says that all she can give is what you came here for. And if you didn't come here to heal, then we not healing. Tamar did not come there to heal.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
Tamar came there to show her sisters up.
Point blank, period.
And I'm standing on that. She never comes to heal. She came there to show her sisters up. I think that in this day and age, y'all let people play on your top and everything is about healing and my mental health, and they be full of shit. Okay? Tamar is full of shit. Because the truth of the matter is Ashley's name ain't even being brought up no more. Ashley's name ain't even being brought up no more. It wasn't about Ashley. It wasn't about Ashley. It was about Tamar trying to make her sisters look bad. Tamar says that she don't feel like that her sisters look at her as sisters. I don't think that Tamar look at them as a sister. And her history is shown that Tamar don't look at them as sisters. Tamar sees them as castmates, which is the reason why she behaves the way she behaves when the camera is on with them. She sees them as sisters second, but she sees them as castmates first. And her job is to annihilate every one of you bitches when we get on camera. She wants to be the Nene Leakes of the crew. And I will continue to say the difference between Nene Leakes and the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Tamar and the Braxton family values is that these are Tamar's sisters. Nene don't know them girls. She knew Phaedra in high school and she knew that she was the head doctor.
Please go away from me with this.
Okay. But other than that, she don't really know them girls like that. There's no relation. Then we get Trina. She's showing Faizon Love a home.
The fat Faizon liar.
She showed us the home. It was nice. It's 2.2 acres. It's sitting on a private lake. It's 6,000 square foot. It's 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and there's 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in the basement. But they did not give us a price. I wanted to see how much the house cost so I can look and see how much money Faizon Love got. Because well, Faizon do be in movies. He do be in movies and stuff like that, okay? He was making jokes the whole time, but he said that he would purchase the home. Then we get to Towanda. Towanda meets at the nail shop with her bride tribe.
Oh.
Girl, I'm so tired of Towanda having events with this bride tribe. I get that Towanda is getting married, and I get that she dreamed of this day all her life. But I'm not meeting with you every day for this wedding. I'm not meeting with you every day. This is like the fucking 5th event Towanda done through. Now, this time only 3 people showed up in Brooklyn. Towanda said that she had a doctor's appointment, and they said that she would have to wear the cast. Then she surprised them by taking the cast off. So the cast was taken off. I think that this would have been more impactful the day of the wedding in front of all of the bride tribe and all of the bridesmaids. But she said that the doctor said that she could walk down the aisle and take pictures without the cast, but at the reception, she would have to wear the braids. Now we get Tony. Tony is at Denim graduation, and Denim graduated. Okay? And also shout out to Towanda. Towanda's son, Braxton, graduated from the Naval Academy. Denim name is Denim Braxton Lewis. Girl, you better put your name in there. And so he graduated with his fashion degree. And Denim, I was looking at Denim. Denim is a true mixture of Tony and Terry. He's a true mixture of Tony and Terry, which is weird. But when I look at him, I see Terry and I see Tony. I remember when Tony had like a small reality show when Denim was a baby, and she was about, I believe she was on Broadway, or she was getting ready for Broadway, and she was pregnant with Diesel, and she was getting ready to have Diesel, and she was on the bike with Diesel. She was on the bike, pregnant, trying to get Denim happy. And then I remember she ended up having Diesel, and I remember Diesel was on the floor, and they was getting ready to take Denim off somewhere, and Denim had bent down and kissed Diesel. But Terry wasn't at the graduation.
What kind of bullshit is that?
That Terry wasn't at his son's graduation. Tony ended up surprising Diesel with a car. They acted like somebody was parked in his parking spot, and he seemed upset, but it was a surprise. She surprised him with a Mercedes Maybach SUV. It was an electric car, and it was blue for Denim. And he already got a Range Rover. At least that's what he was driving. So I believe that he probably already got a Range Rover. You know those rich kids. They already have a car from when they graduate high school. Then they get another car when they graduate college to, go into the real world. I love to see it. I love to see it. He doesn't seem spoiled. And I'm telling y'all, Tony got money. Her money, she probably be low on funds sometimes. Like, we all can have money, but we have a number in our head. So when we get to this number, maybe we're going to have to start doing some more things. But just because she filed bankruptcy does not mean that Tony is broke by no far of the imagination. But I'm happy that Tony is able to afford things like this for her children, because I believe that she worked hard for it and her children should benefit off of it. And I don't think that, help your family out. But at the end of the day, I believe that Tony's only obligation is to the kids that she birthed. Not every child that Evelyn birthed and every heir of Evelyn and Mr. Braxton and his wife and her kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that Tony should be used for all of that. Next and lastly, we got Towanda, okay? Now, we're at her wedding rehearsal. It's 24 hours before the wedding, and Miss E and Mr. Braxton was there, okay? And when I tell you Miss E looked good, baby, Miss E was snatched for the guards. Okay?
Yes,
You better? She looked better than she did on her day. And it seems that time heals all wounds, because they do seem amicable. They were sitting next to each other and they was even talking. Now, one of the bridesmaids is going to be holding a hummingbird down the aisle to honor Tracy.
Are you okay?
Remember, Tracy had 5 hummingbirds tattooed on her back in honor of all of the 5 sisters. And I think that this is a beautiful gesture, but I think it's a disaster waiting to happen. I think that this is a disaster waiting to happen. Me, at 37 years old, I couldn't see myself walking down the aisle holding a hummingbird, baby. As soon as them wings on that hummingbird get to flapping, I would have let that damn bird go. But y'all, that was pretty much the episode. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. Y'all, I see something going on with Trina. Do y'all see it? She just doesn't look healthy to me, y'all, and I'm worried. I really think that she needs to get checked. I don't know if it's, it's probably bad nerves, but her eyes look like they bugging out a little bit. Her voice is kind of strange and it's kind of heavy. I think that she's probably still dealing with seeing Tracy life leave her body, seeing her transition. I think that is really messing with her, and I think that she needs to go and get checked. Okay, but y'all, thank you all so much for clicking on the video, y'all. I really appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all later. Adios.